Today, we are diving into the Peasants' Revolt of 1381, a dramatic uprising fueled by hardship, injustice, and the courage of ordinary people. While it is often overshadowed by wars and royal intrigues, this revolt offers a rare glimpse into the lives and struggles of medieval England's peasantry. And who knows, events like this might even explain why England was one of the first European powers to adopt democracy. Let us break it down. The Peasants' Revolt didn't come out of nowhere. To understand why it happened, we need to go back to the mid-14th century. Europe was reeling from the Black Death, a plague that wiped out nearly half of England's population. This devastating loss created a massive labour shortage. For the peasants, this should have been a moment of opportunity. With fewer workers to till the fields, they began demanding higher wages and better working conditions. But instead of adapting to this new reality, the English government passed the Statute of Labourers in 1351, freezing wages at pre-plague levels and making it illegal for labourers to seek better opportunities elsewhere. Imagine surviving one of the deadliest pandemics in history, only to find your freedom and wages legally suppressed. And as if that weren't enough, the government introduced the infamous poll tax, a flat tax levied on every adult, rich or poor, to fund the ongoing 100 Years' War with France. For the already struggling peasantry, this was the final straw. In May 1381, frustration boiled over into rebellion. The first uprisings began in Essex and Kent, where local communities banded together to resist tax collectors. Led by figures like Wat Tyler, a charismatic leader with humble roots, the rebels organised themselves and marched toward London. Unlike other medieval uprisings, this revolt was not just about taxes. The rebels had bold demands: the abolition of serfdom, the right to trade freely, and an end to the power of corrupt officials. Their movement wasn't just about survival, it was about reimagining society itself. And they did not come quietly. As they marched, they destroyed records, attacked the estates of landowners, and even freed prisoners. By mid-June, thousands of rebels had converged on London, a city unprepared for their arrival. On June 14th, 1381, the 14-year-old King Richard II met the rebels at Mile End. In a surprising move, he agreed to many of their demands, including the abolition of serfdom. But this agreement was short-lived. The next day, at Smithfield, a second meeting took place. Tensions ran high. Wat Tyler, the leader of the revolt, clashed with officials and was ultimately killed by William Walworth, the Lord Mayor of London. Tyler's death marked a turning point. Without their leader, the rebels lost momentum, and the royal forces quickly regained control. The king's earlier promises were revoked, and the government unleashed brutal reprisals. Hundreds of rebels were executed, their hopes of freedom crushed for now. So, was the Peasants' Revolt a failure? In the short term, yes. The immediate goals of the rebels were not achieved, and the feudal system did not collapse overnight. But in the long term, the revolt had profound consequences. It exposed the vulnerabilities of the ruling class and forced them to confront the growing discontent of the lower classes. Over the following centuries, serfdom gradually declined, replaced by a more mobile and independent workforce. The idea that ordinary people could challenge authority, though dangerous, was no longer unthinkable. And perhaps most importantly, the revolt was a step on the long and winding road toward the democratic ideals we associate with England today. It showed that even in the rigid hierarchy of medieval society, the voices of the oppressed could not be entirely silenced. The Peasants' Revolt of 1381 was a moment of defiance, a powerful reminder of the human desire for justice and equality. And while it might not have toppled the system in its time, its legacy echoes through history, reminding us of the power of collective action. If you enjoyed this deep dive into history, do not forget to hit like, share this video, and subscribe for more stories of rebellion, resilience, and revolution. Let us know in the comments what historical event you would like us to cover next. Thanks for watching, and we will see you in the next video.